Fly fishing from a pontoon boat for trout in lakes, fishing during times of barometric pressure. What is barometric pressure? In this presentation, we will use the abbreviation BP for barometric pressure. BP is the pressure within the atmosphere of the Earth, measured at sea level. It will affect how insects and trout move and feed. There are some BP gauges which show you what pressure is best to fish. Cloud movement, size, type, and color can be a clue to what BP is doing. Since BP is measured at sea level, if you can access the internet on your phone, you can see any changes that may occur where you are fishing. The changes we see in BP differ by season of the year. Let's take a look at each season. BP affects the fishing more during spring months. When a cold front passes, it causes air temperature to fall, which cools the water. This causes the fish to become sluggish or even inactive. It usually takes several hours for the fish to adjust to these types of changes caused by the BP. In summer, when a cold front passes, the air temperature may fall. This lowers the water temperature and increases the activity of the fish. It usually takes a short time for the fish to adjust to these types of changes. In the fall months, the impact of the change in BP is more severe. The swings between high and low pressure are more drastic. Cool water temperatures can reduce all feeding activities. When fishing a BP, the low pressure system is the best one to fish. Falling BP may look like this: dark clouds moving across the lake and bringing with it overcast skies. There are two types of activities. The low may move over the lake, or stay in place, or it may just pass over the lake and keep moving. Those that pass over the lake can either move quickly or slowly. Trout feed aggressively and frequently on nymphs close to the bottom during these low pressure systems. Heavy feeding may stop if there is lots of wind and rain. Let's look at what the low BP does as it moves over the lake or stays in place over the lake. As the low pressure front approaches, you'll see mild winds and hazy skies, usually signaling the approach of the low pressure front. Or when overcast clouds have become dark, there may be an increase to either the wind or the rain or both. Trout feed heavily in advance of a storm because of high insect activity. Trout also follow plankton to their level in the water, or they will chase mayflies or caddisflies who are preparing to hatch, which means large quantities of them are close to the bottom. When the low pressure arrives, the pressure will drop to its lowest point. The trout will stay deep to stabilize the pressure in their inner ear. Trout will still feed aggressively if insect activity continues, but fishing may be less active or decreased if the storm includes a lot of rain or high wind. As the low pressure passes through, wind can make it difficult to present flies. If it is too windy on the surface, it makes it too hard for the fish to see. When a low front passes, the air temperature may drop, and that changes the water temperature. This may affect insect activity. This change of condition can spread the fish out or take them off the bite temporarily. After it passes, if there is no rain or wind, feeding will continue deep. When the low pressure stays in place, dark clouds may stay in place and may also rain with high winds. Wait until this has subsided before fishing again. Then use a slow presentation at depths to attract the fish that would be close to the bottom. Attractor techniques and hanging status flies deep is a great technique. If the weather is too severe, the fish will go off the bite. When the pressure goes from a low to a high, after the front passes, BP rises and the sky clears with either light wind or no wind at all, and this high pressure can make fish uncomfortable. Zooplankton will stay deep down where the light is not bright. The fish may go off the bite, or you can fish with a small black fly and retrieve it very slowly close to the bottom. But if it turns cloudy again, it may produce another feeding period with a low pressure front coming your way. When the high pressure arrives, the rising barometer will hit its high point. The skies will clear overall and there will be bright light conditions. If the fishing activity remains slow, then find weed beds and keep fishing. Slow presentation techniques of a hanging fly close to the bottom and the weed beds may attract bites. The fish's mood may be lethargic or less aggressive. If the pressure increases too much, they will move deep and will become less active. If the high pressure stays in place, the BP may rise again to its highest point. Fish feel the increased pressure in their swim bladder and go deep. If the winds blow and the day turns too bright, they can become less active or even go off the bite. So try these techniques the next time you're on the lake where cold fronts and warm fronts are moving across the lake. It should help you to increase your fish count a bunch. Good luck.